and cook as a portion on the bone.
Show me how it's done. I'm fascinated with this one.
So just put the knife through and just pulled it away so it loosens a bit, okay? This gives me something to hold on to. You can cut the sides here off immediately, or you can leave them on and remove them afterwards. Hold this part down without damaging that flesh. I'm just going to pull the skin away. So pressure on there and just pull it away.
That looked remarkably easy.
The same again on the other side. Pull that away.
Yeah, I see. Ooh. Whee!
Yay. Okay. This is how we normally see a lovely Dover sole when you get it whole. I love a whole fish like this. But, you know, we want our chefs to have a bit of a challenge. Just go straight through there. You're not using the head. Okay. And you can portion from about that. That would give you enough for one portion. Okay. You then have these little bones here, which you see. Make sure you take them all off. Right, and now I'm ready to cook.
Good, good, good. Cooking the fish on the bone lets the heat just like travel through the fish evenly. It's lovely.
It keeps the fish more moist. It's got that flavour that I find you lose when you remove the fillets of fish. They can use any of these ingredients, but I want them to do this fish justice. There you have it, Greg. Pan-fried sole on the bone, caper butter and samphire.
Beautiful. Yeah. Soft, delicate piece of fish, slippery saltiness from the butter, slight sharp tang from the capers. Beautiful. I don't see any reason why they can't cook a piece of fish beautifully. I just worry about a portion on the bone.
I think I'm going to get some decent plates today from our chefs. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very unhappy Monica.
Should we get them in?
Yeah, let's do it.
First up is Kit, who runs his own restaurant in Cornwall. In the first round, Monica and Greg were confused by his decision to combine sardines, gnocchi, and an endive salad.
I've been cooking for 20 years. If it's any kind of fish, meat, prep, anything like that, that's fine. I think if they catch me out, they're going to catch us all out.
There's obviously a Dover sole. We would like you to skin that and then prepare and cook a portion on the bone.
And serve it using anything on the table.
Righto, Kit. 12 minutes. It's just you and that fish. Off you go. Stay up. Yay. Halfway, Kit. 6 minutes left. Got 3 minutes left. Thirty seconds left. All done?
Yeah, I think so.
Kit, you've always removed the skin from the top?
Yeah, that's how I was taught, but yeah.
Oh, I'd like to meet who taught you. We normally start from the tail of the fish because should you slip with a knife and cause any damage, it's on the tail. Okay. It's not an important part of the fish.
Okay.
You roast it in the oven, which is fine. It's a nice tidy plate.
My only issue as a diner is the bones that are sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Because I want that work done for me in the kitchen.
Sure.
Kit, your dover sole's been cooked really well. It comes off the bone quite easily. Your beurre noisette, it was getting very dark, but you will add enough butter back in there to rescue it. You know, you show skill and be able to fix the situation.
Not bad, Kit. Not bad at all, mate. Trim the bones off.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. Off you go.
I feel okay. It could have been worse. The way I've got to look at it is if these three boys get it perfect, then I'm out there. So we'll see.
26-year-old Stephen was Sussex Young Chef of the Year in 2010. He got off to a good start with a dish of sardines served three ways.
I would love to have another good round and to be able to do a skills test that I'm happy with would give me like a good foundation for the rest of the competition. You know, it could make or break me really.
Stephen, skin the sole, cook us one portion on the bone.
12 minutes. Off you go, chef. It's one bit gone. You're halfway. 6 minutes left. You know we want you to serve a portion on the bone. Yeah. Did you?
I'm going to serve the whole fish as the portion.
Okay. "60 seconds. Come on, mate. "30 seconds. Right, 30 seconds. Come on, come on. Done?
Done.
What we wanted you to do was to skin the sole and cook us a portion. What you've given us is a half-skinned dover sole and a whole fish on here.
Woohoo! Beautifully cooked piece of fish. You really kept your eye on that, took care over that. I mean, it's just got that little bit of soft springiness. It's really lovely. And the caper's giving it sharpness and the samphire giving it salt. Great.
Make sure you get all those little bones off, okay? You can cook, you have skill, but listen.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Off you go.
Cheers. It's easy to hear what you want to hear rather than listening to what she said. So, schoolboy errors really, but there's some positives in there, I think. So.
29-year-old Vinny has 7 years professional experience. His first dish of grilled sardines with endive and pomegranate salad scored well on taste, but fell short on refinement.
Following on from last time, I think Monica will be looking for the basic skills, but also maybe a little bit of improvisational skills, possibly. Who knows how her mind works.
Okay, Vinny, I want to see a professional chef here, okay? A portion on the bone.
Off you go, Vinny.
Oh, the shake's terrible.
I love that. I've never seen that done like that. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, well done. You've had 3 minutes.
Okay. Oh, still got the shakes.
Stop shaking, you're doing well. Last 60 seconds there, chef.
I think that's it.
All done?
I think so, yeah.
You obviously are a chef of skills because you managed to skin that sole like a pro. However, you're one messy guy, and I don't want to see that.
For me, one side of that fish is slightly underdone.
See, I can understand that from a customer's point of view. For me as a chef, I'd happily eat that. Listen, you've done what I've asked you to do, but what I'm not happy with is the process it took you to get there. Because I told you from the beginning that I wanted to see a professional chef working here.
Off you go.
I think I showed the skills that I thought they were looking for. But obviously, a massive part of being a professional chef is working like a professional. Yeah, if you can go back in, it'd be so much different. But
Last up is 25-year-old Tom, junior sous chef in a 1 Michelin-starred restaurant in Wiltshire. Last round, his sardines, cucumber and caramelised endive showed definite potential.
I think for someone my age, I've got quite a lot of knowledge, but it's sort of out of my hands. I'm either going to know what I'm doing or I'm not. If I don't make a good impression, then I'm going to be disappointed in myself.
Righto. 12 minutes. Off you go, young man.
I haven't done this in quite a while, this process.
You've had 3 minutes. Yeah, I think so, chef. Well done. Monica was ready to scream then. You've got 6 minutes left. Three minutes left, chef. Sorry, I forgot it was in the oven. Come on.
There you go.
All done?
Yes.
How was that for you, Tom?
It's okay. There's a couple of things that, looking back now, I'd have done a little bit differently, but
Such as?
I'd have trimmed the frills off the fish here and I wouldn't have put as many capers on the plate.
Exactly.
You learn, don't you?
I asked you to work like a professional chef, and you did that throughout.
Way. Look at this, look, the way it comes off of here, look. It's just perfect. Absolutely lovely. Really, really lovely. I mean, you've got one really happy customer here. That is soft, beautiful fish. Really lovely salty tang of the capers. The butter's going brown, leaving a bit of nuttiness. I tell you what, I'm really happy. That's enveloping me in yum, that is, mate.
The capers, there's a lot, but because you've rinsed them off, they're fine. And I love it with the samphire as well that's been put through the butter. It's all really well done.
I'm happy you enjoyed it. And
Enjoyed it. That's gone beyond tasting, mate. Thank you very much. Off you go.
Good luck.
I feel like Monica's impressed with what I've cooked today for her. Greg also seemed quite happy, so it's thumbs up for me.
Greg, that's the skill test done. A couple here I think will go on and impress Michelle. A couple I think are highly doubtful.
I don't know. You might be surprised. Really. You could well be surprised.
This classic recipe is a selle de lièvre rôti à la moutarde, a saddle of hare roasted with mustard velouté sauce. Not all chefs are experienced in cooking game, and I think this is a true test of their craft. First job is to prepare the saddle. You need to remove all the sinew, and all this sinew and trimming is going to go to make a wonderful stock, a base for our sauce. So the hare saddle is prepped, and we now need to colour off all these trimmings. I'm going to add to that some onion, a little bit of garlic, some juniper berries. Juniper berries are very strong, so you only want a few in there. They're going to give a lovely fragrant flavour which works perfectly with game. A bay leaf and some thyme. Again, it's about layers of flavours. A little bit of brown sugar, just a tiny bit to add sweetness to this dish. The red wine goes in. And simmer for about 10-15 minutes, and a reduction will happen, so it's going to intensify the flavours. Garnish for the hare. I'm going to prepare a classic pomme fondant. I'm going to make the classic bar of soap shape. Butter, a little bay leaf. You could put some thyme in there, another flavouring, seasoning, and a touch of water. We have to roast the saddle of hare now. In it goes. The pan should be hot enough to sear the outside of this lovely hare saddle. Mustn't burn. Now the hare's got a lovely colour. It goes in the oven for about 6 minutes, no more, because we want this to rest. That's what I want to see in a fondant. Beautiful, golden, and truly, truly soaked in butter. In the roasting pan, we have got lots of beautiful, natural, caramelized flavour. To that, I add brandy, and port. And for sweetness, a little bit of black currant liqueur. Then I add our hare stock that we made with the red wine. We're gradually building layers of flavour to this sauce. Just a touch of cream. Bring that back to the boil and reduce it down a tiny bit. To finish it off, add a little bit of spice and sharpness, some Dijon mustard. The sauce has got that almost chocolatey look. It's absolutely divine. Time to plate up. Oh, that is perfect. Lovely and pink. Just as it should be. And there we have it, selle de lièvre rôti and velouté de moutarde. A saddle of hare roast on the bone with a red wine and mustard velouté sauce. This is exactly what I want to see. This will really test our chefs' skills, their knowledge and their palate. Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. You've had your chance to cook and impress Monica. Now's your chance to impress me. First to cook my classic recipe, and then to cook your interpretation of a classic dish. For my dish, I want you to cook un rable de lièvre au vin rouge et moutarde. That's a saddle of hare in a red wine and mustard sauce. You have a basic recipe, but without any weights or measures. Trust your judgment as chefs. 1 hour to nail this dish. Do yourselves proud. Off you go.
I think I've got what it takes to impress Michelle. I hope so anyway. It's tricky because he knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly what the dish is supposed to be like and how it's always been.
Are you classically trained, Tom?
Not overly classically trained. I've got, obviously had a bit of classic training at college, but places that I've worked, it's more been modern style food, you know.
Where are you working at the moment?
I'm working in a country house in Wiltshire.
And what position?
Junior sous chef.
Junior sous. How old are you, Tom?
25.
25. That's a good position to have at your age.
Thank you.
What's your background?
I've worked in Michelin star restaurants for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I've worked for one and two rosette restaurants.
Look forward to tasting this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Tom has got really good experience in high-end restaurants, and I think I can see that in him. He's roasting off the trimmings and the bones to get caramelisation, to add flavour to the sauce. I like the way Tom is working.
I think we shall be looking for professional standards in all aspects of the challenge. It's not probably taken from the last one, so I'll take my earrings out of hopefully be smarter, cleaner. Just my whole approach would be as you expect in a two-star kitchen.
Right, Vinny. Have you worked with hare before?
I've never worked with hare, but I've worked with rabbit, so I've sort of taken it as a similar principle.
Are you classically trained, Vinny?
No, I'm not. A lot of my early work was in high-volume chain restaurants.
Why MasterChef?
It's just a great opportunity to test myself against all the other guys and also hopefully to put something in front of yourself that you hopefully won't hate.
This is a real classic, and he has no classic background training. Has he got enough experience, really, to nail this dish? Halfway, 30 minutes gone.
For Michelle Virginia to love my dish, it would mean the world to me. I think it would just give you the confidence that, you know, that you're on the right track in a way and that you can do it.
Stephen, do you understand this recipe?
I've never used hair before, and I've never done a recipe like this, so not quite sure whether I should have taken it off the saddle, but that's the way I've gone with it now. So
It's too late now. You can't stick it back on.
No, I mean, this is how I do a rabbit. So I'm just going with what I can work with, and hope I do a good plate of food for you, even if it's not the exact plate that you're looking for.
What kind of place are you working now?
Working in a 5-star hotel in West Sussex. I'm head chef of
Head chef?
one of the restaurants, yes.
Fantastic, well done.
It's not the top of the ladder. I'm just trying to still learn as much as I can while being in this position.
Absolutely, I'm still learning. Absolutely. Love your attitude. Stephen says he's cooking his interpretation of my dish, which is fine as long as he's showing off the skills and technique that I want to see. 20 minutes. You should be thinking about the garnish now. Have an idea of how you're going to plate it up.
My basics is French classic cooking. That's the only way I was taught, and I still think to this day it's the right way.
Hi, Kit.
Hey, chef.
How's it going?
I'm happy.
But am I going to be happy?
Hope so.
Are you trained in the classics?
I did 2.5 years at a classic French restaurant in London. That's my grounding.
Yeah.
And then that was a long time ago. So, yeah, I'm getting all back, but I still use it today in my own kitchen, so... Yeah.
In your own kitchen?
In my
So,
own kitchen.
head chef?
Chef de patron.
Chef patron? Owner of a restaurant?
You know, I've done a lot of years in the lower ranks and just watched and learned how to do it, how not to do it, and then you get your own place and you apply all those things, I think. So I'm happy with the direction I took.
I like the fact that Kit is using some of the offal of the hare. It's using all of the animal as a little garnish. She's thinking outside of the box. 10 minutes. Everyone's focused, paying attention, looking at that little detail. I think I'm in for a treat. "90 seconds. Everything should be falling into place now. That's it. Time's up. Finished. I asked you to cook érable de lièvre, sauce vin rouge et moutarde, a saddle of hare with a red wine and mustard sauce, to be cooked on the bone. Served beautifully pink. The sauce, perfect balance and harmony for the saddle of hare. Potato fondant should be laden with butter, and the garnish has to be beautiful. Tom, let's see what you've done. Tom, you've chosen to roast on the bone, which is what I was looking for, but you've served it on the bone, and that's quite tricky for the customer to take it off there. It's neat, dainty. It's a really big pomme fondant, and that's a lot to eat, and I can see your endive have gone slightly too far. When they're black like that, they tend to be a bit bitter. The seasoning of the whole dish is very good. Really good seasoning. The hare itself is a little bit chewy, and that's because you've taken that part which is nearer the neck and not the most tender part, which is the actual saddle that I was looking for. But it is pink and still moist. I love the fact that you've roasted the white asparagus. It just adds another dimension and adds flavour. The sauce, which is very important, is a bit wishy-washy. Hasn't got the depth of flavour that I'm looking for. But not a bad effort, must say. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Chef. I could have just whipped that off the bone. It would have taken me 10 seconds, but I didn't. It's quite annoying looking back on it now, but hey-ho.
Vinny, your turn. It's very neat, very tidy, very skillful. For a big fella, you've got a light touch. You took the saddle off the bone and roasted it in plenty butter. It's not what I was looking for, but it's been well cooked. It's lovely and pink and succulent. The sauce is just right. Right amount of mustard, cream, sweet and sour. Really good. The pomme fondants and the endive are lacking in seasoning, but you've used raw white asparagus, shaved really fine. It adds a bit of freshness to this dish. Shows to me on a classic dish, you can actually do your own little interpretation, and it works. Well done, Vinny.
I feel relieved that I haven't gone down in a blaze of disaster. I think this is my strongest challenge so far.
Stephen, let's have a look. Yeah, I like that. The one thing that really strikes me that I don't like is the fondant. It looks like there's a chunk missing. I'd be annoyed if I had half a fondant on my plate. That broke up, didn't it? It collapsed. The saddle of hare, you've roasted it off the bone, but in plenty butter, and it's kept nice and pink. Medium rare pink, which is lovely. It's moist, succulent. The sauce is very good. The right consistency, the right amount of cream and mustard in there. Good judgment. The whole dish is seasoned well. Good palate and good attention to detail there. A lot of positives here, but such a letdown, the fondant.
I wanted it to be perfect for him, and I just let myself down a little bit, but I'm confident that I've got his attention, hopefully for the right reasons. But
Kit, your turn. I like your plate here, Kit. I think the presentation is really good. Got a bit of height on there. Not only you've served it on the bone, but you've actually put it upside down. You see this side is where the bone is, and there's just the tiny little fillets there. Yep. That side is where the loin is. The saddle of hare is slightly overdone, but because it was roasted on the bone, it has retained moisture and is not too dry. The sauce is really good, very good indeed. Intense flavour, and it's just got enough mustard in there to cut through the richness. But then again, expect that from you. Your classical background, classical training. For me, the star of the show, the star of this plate, is actually something which I didn't ask for. The offal. I could have a plate of just that and your sauce. Thank you.
Today really was my cup of tea. There was a few little things wrong, but it really wasn't anything, and he was really happy. And if he's happy, I'm happy.
Now, it's your classic recipe. I want to see fireworks. After this round, one of you will be leaving us. 1 hour. Off you go.
I couldn't do what I'm going to do today en masse. It's going to take me an hour to do one. I timed it 57 minutes, and that was in my own kitchen, so, it's going to be hard today, but it's worth it, I think. It's really, really good.
Right, Kit,
Hi there.
what's the classic recipe that you've come up with?
Classic dish I'm doing today is tuna niçoise.
Salade niçoise is a basic staple of the French Riviera. Have you been there before?
I've been to France a couple of times. I haven't been to French Riviera, but I've done niçoise, the classic restaurant I worked at, and I've done it ever since at different places, and yeah, this is my best interpretation of it, really. The ingredients need to sing on this dish, because it is a salad. It's not massively technically difficult, but I just want it to taste amazing.
Kit is cooking tuna two ways. He's confit and grilling, so serving some of it seared and some of it cooked like you would in a tin in oil, which is delicious when it's done properly. I hope Kit is going to deliver that.
I'm not taking it easy today. I'm going to push myself to the limit. Things have got to be right. I'm confident that I can do that. I haven't come here to do an average dish. I've come here to do a great dish.
Stephen, what classic are you cooking?
Provençal lamb.
Provençal lamb.
Yeah.
I thought it looked a bit Provençal with the peppers and all these lovely Provençal ingredients. And what's there, cookie? What's that?
Chef, that's my fondant potatoes.
That's your fondants?
Take two.
Is there something in there?
We've got butter topped up with water, and then vanilla. We've got vanilla in there as well. So that's a bit unusual, but...
A bit, yeah. I mean, vanilla's not Provençal.
No, it's not.
No.
This is where I'm adding my...
That's your take on it.
Of course, yeah.
Your twist, yeah. He has to prove to me that he knows how to cook a fondant properly now. For me, potato and vanilla is not my favourite. Halfway, guys. 30 minutes. Vinny, what are you cooking for me?
I'm doing fillets of sole with a cucumber gazpacho and salsify.
Not a classic dish as such.
I thought the gazpacho is a very classic, but twisting it slightly to make it very light and summery to accompany the sole, which is quite delicate.
I was really impressed with your presentation in the first round. And again, this sounds like it's a very light and delicate dish.
That's the idea behind it. It is supposed to be quite light. Let the fish speak for itself, really.
Yeah?
There's not massive amounts of technical skill barring the fish prep, so I've got to nail every single element and it'll be beautiful. But if one of them's off, it'll be average at best.
I'm quite nervous about cooking my classic dish because it is one of the big classics. It's a North France traditional peasant dish. If it doesn't work, then Michelle might take offence. I'm doing my interpretation of coq au vin. I'm trying to get the depth of a classic coq au vin, which is, as we both know, quite a time-consuming dish. Day marinating. I've just got to try and get those flavours on the plate in an hour.
What got you into cooking?
When I was younger, my mum was a single parent. She used to work late hours. I'd get home from school, see what's in the fridge, rustle something up, and there were some interesting towers of food, you know, everything bound with rice, because that's all we had in. And my mum suggested to me that I go into it. I went to college and I've never looked back. Never looked back. Just got to go up and up and up.
I love a coq au vin. I mean, the classic tradition of braising an old cockerel in red wine and marinating it the day before, it's a truly wonderful dish. Can he get the real taste of a coq au vin in this dish in under an hour? Five minutes. Ooh, 5 to go. Come on, we're in the dying seconds. Get it on the plate now. That's it. Finished. Time is up.
First up is Kit, with his version of tuna niçoise. Seared tuna rolled in wild garlic, tuna confit and a deep-fried poached egg, served with potatoes topped with French beans, anchovy, tomato, an olive tapenade, mustard aioli, and charred flatbread.
Love the colours, and I love the fact that there's recognisable elements of the salad niçoise. Lovely. The egg is lovely. It's crisp on the outside and beautifully and runny, and the yolk running into all those lovely flavours is delicious. It makes this salad. It makes the dressing. The seared tuna rolled in the chopped up wild garlic is lovely. Really, really nice. The tuna confit, the one that's cooked in the oil, is a little bit dry, unfortunately. The flatbread didn't quite make it. You could have done with another 3 or 4 minutes or so just to cook it off completely. Not quite cooked enough, not quite. It's not quite a balanced dish. It's not as light as I was imagining you were going to make it.
He can see that I pushed myself, and I did push myself. But I want perfection for him, and that wasn't perfect.
For his take on lamb provençal, Stephen roasted his lamb in a thyme and rosemary crust and served it on a bed of ratatouille with vanilla fondant potato, courgette and basil puree, a strip of black olive crumb topped with capers, pine nuts, and a lamb sauce.
Beautiful colours. Beautiful colours, and I really do like your presentation. I would have liked to see a little bit more of that black olive crumb. If you'd have moved that slightly to the left and that slightly to the right, the customer would see that lovely black line which draws the eye. Pomme fondant, cooked, buttery, seasoned properly, did not need the vanilla. Vanilla in Provence. No. Beautifully cooked lamb. Lovely, good seasoning. Pink, moist, tender. Lovely herb crust on top of the rack there as well. The ratatouille is good, but it is too tomatoey. A classic ratatouille only has a little bit of fresh tomato in it. A little crumb of black olive going down the middle is really nice. Lovely tones of tapenade almost. A delicious plate of food. Singing of Provence. Such a shame about the fondant. Vanilla-flavoured potato.
Although there was a bit of controversy with the flavour, it was nice for me to prove to Michelle that I can do a fondant.
Vinny's fillet of sole has been served on charred courgette ribbons with pickled onion, salsify, garlic crouton, pea shoots, and a courgette and lettuce gazpacho.
First off, it is beautiful. it looks lovely. It looks so elegant and light, exactly how you described it to me. I love the fact that you've cooked it on one side only and residual heat has carried on cooking the sole. It's not an easy way to cook fish, but very effective. It's not easy to cook lemon sole, because if you overcook it by a matter of seconds, it becomes cotton wool and bland and horrible. You've managed to cook it perfectly. It's lovely and moist, it's delicate, and it's got a lovely crisp edge to it as well. Very good cooking. You've got texture with the croutons and the cucumber. My only little criticism I can find is the gazpacho. The cucumber gazpacho is a little bit too sharp. But, phew, my word, I tell you what. Not far away, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little bit in shock, really. But yeah, that was more than I expect or could have hoped for him to say.
Last up is Tom. For his interpretation of the classic coq au vin, he poached, then roasted the crown, and served it with braised chicken wings, fondant potato, pancetta crisp, cep powder, a swipe of sweet onion puree, and a red wine sauce.
The chicken, poached and then roast, really works. It's a shame that you didn't have more time to leave it in that red wine broth to pick up more of the flavour of the red wine. But you've got that in the wings. Pomme fondant, slightly over. The colour on there is just too much. I love the dried mushroom or dried cep powder on there. It really does intensify the mushroom flavour to this dish. The sauce is heavenly. It really has got all the flavours of a classic coq au vin. Delicious. This was a very ambitious dish, but I think you've pulled it off. Yeah.
I'm pleased with how I executed it. It should be okay, but you know, nothing's set in stone. Very good chefs that I'm working with, so shame really.
Well done, chefs. Truly, truly good cooking today. I'm going to have to sit down with Monica and go through everything she saw in the first round. But remember, sadly, one of you will be leaving us. Off you go. Oh, I've had a great day, Monica. Really, really great day. The food today was fantastic. You can tell, I'm happy. I really am. And I'm happy you're here because you're going to help me make a decision. Vinny was an interesting character, but I like Vinny. I like Vinny, the chef. Every dish he plated up looked really, really elegant. His lemon sole was cooked to perfection. You look a little bit baffled.
I am, because there was issues with Vinny's first plate. It did look nice, yet it was very heavy. There was no finesse in it. So it's good to hear that when you say you need to refine your food, that he is taking it on board. Good on him.
Today has given me confidence to take forward should I go forward. I just hope I haven't shown too little too late for the judges.
Tom cooked the flavours of coq au vin. Under the time constraints of an hour, there was no way he was going to cook a proper one. But the sauce was the true essence of coq au vin.
On the skills test, he cooked a great piece of sole on the bone. He made a great attempt at the first invention test, not without fault, a few issues there, but it was to do with age, I find, you know, or maybe experience.
I'm quite nervous at the moment. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I'm definitely free. I don't feel like I nailed it today at all.
Kit runs his own restaurant and had classical training. I was expecting him to deliver perfection. For his classic recipe, chose a tuna niçoise. I was a bit disappointed because I found it too heavy.
He is a chef with a lot of experience, but when he came to skin the sole, he started from the top, from the head. It does put doubts in my mind about where he's at with his cooking.
If my MasterChef journey finished today, I'd be gutted, obviously, but there's definitely still more to show.
Stephen really stood out in the first round for me. He made a lovely plate, great presentation. On the day of the skills test, however, Stephen did not listen to the instructions.
That mirrors practically what happened today as well. I wanted the hare roasted on the bone, and he didn't. He filleted the hare. Stephen's classic I really enjoyed. It was a Provençal lamb. But the one thing that really annoyed me, he chose to cook his pomme fondant, flavour it with vanilla.
Vanilla.
There's been a few setbacks, but I think, you know, the core of what I've done has been to a good standard.
All four of these guys can cook. I mean, we have to split them. We have to find, you know, the tiniest mistake. It's not easy. Not been easy. Not been easy at all. But we have made a decision. The chef leaving us is Kit.
There's so much more I wanted to do, but the two judges are the best you could get, so if they don't think that I'm good enough, then that's, you know, I take that.
Well done, guys. Congratulations.
Sad to see Kit go, but it'd been sad to see anybody's go, you know. But, yeah, been over the moon, really.
Definitely happy and relieved. Definitely. Hopefully the confidence can just keep growing and growing.
I'm proud of myself to get this far, and hopefully I've done everyone back at work proud as well, so